Speaking of girls and sushi.
Okay.
Göbekli.
Right?
I said that right? Göbekli Tepe. What was that? What was that?
It was me.
Push it again.
What was that?
Push it again.
She laughed at you.
Do that again. Oh my gosh.
I'm all around you.
Göbekli.
I was like, as soon as you started saying it, I was like, he's gonna fumble at some point, and I had my hand on the trigger to have her laugh.
Göbekli.
Yeah.
Tepe.
This place has us in a chokehold.
There's new stuff coming out from that.
What? Why?
Tell me.
What stuff?
This is so weird. So weird, right? So this guy, his YouTube is Bright Insight, and he was on the Joe Rogan podcast a couple months ago, him and another Egyptologist, I think, and they were talking about like all the weird stuff with like Egypt and Atlantis, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he found out, well, one, he's just like, isn't it kind of weird that this site was discovered in the 90s, like 1990 something?
It was like 96, I think.
Yeah. And to this day, we've only excavated 5%. So we have not done more, even though they've done the ground penetrating
radar.
Radar. Is it called LIDAR?
LIDAR.
Yeah, LIDAR.
That's not a real word.
It's Truth Star.
But what they've discovered is more sites that I think they said it's a total of like 20-something square miles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they said it's equivalent to 900 football fields where there's more ruins. But yet, we've only dug up 5%.
And they've got tourism stuff on it. Like they've literally built platforms that center around it. And it's like, not only that, just do private tours. Don't make it a tourist thing. Like keep digging.
But they've put in roads and stuff, like concrete roads that are over these other monolith sites that are still underground. And he did some digging.
Not literally.
Not literally. Well, literally in the sense of
he was looking
investigating.
For things, but not with a shovel.
Not with a shovel, with his mind. Guess who technically owns the Göbekli Tepe?
I bet BlackRock.
Is it an organization or a person? Or like a country or like a group of people?
Just guess.
George Bush.
MySpace Tom.
Was I right?
No.
Oh.
The World Economic Forum.
It's the weirdos with the
weirdos that say that you will own nothing and be happy.
And they're doing
guys.
all the dances and stuff?
These guys that are like dictating everything about our world, but they're like a private organization. They own Göbekli Tepe.
For what reason? I guess, do they own other ones? Other ancient sites?
They own it, and then they like sold the rights for tourism to this one organization within Turkey. But this guy who owns this organization has been a longtime member of the World Economic Forum.
Okay.
And they said, we will not excavate it anymore because we want to leave it for future generations.
That makes no sense. So we're going to cover up everything. We're going to hide all of it so that one day you could just tear it all down and dig deeper. It's like, so you're just wasting more money.
Yeah.
You're not doing that for the benefit of the future generations.
No.
Like
we could find out so much more about this, the people or things that built this site, yet they're being like, no, we're going to leave it for future generations to uncover.
Yeah. Do they not think anything is worth anything, or like is it just historical, or are they trying to hide something?
That's what I think it is.
Yeah, like if there's secrets there,
they know something.
Yeah.
This is the total conspiracy.
Yeah.
Is that I really do feel like this site had something to do with the Watchers and hidden knowledge, and I think the what did I talk about with Noah's grandson, the book Japheth? Is that Jubilees? No.
Yeah, the one who went away and then found it, and then they covered him up.
We talked about that, where like the ark was supposedly whatever it was, like 100 miles away or something.
Yeah, it was like 200-300 miles away or something, and then he went on a journey
and then found the stone pillars that the Watchers had used to carve their knowledge into, and then he was afraid to tell Noah because of how angry he would get. and then it says that they purposely buried the site,
Right.
which all archaeologists say that the site was buried with intention.
Purposely buried. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I don't even know what to think of it, but like the World Economic Forum, I don't think is good at all. Not at all, but like I think they're kind of a little schemy. So what are they hiding?
Yeah.
Like do they know something about it that they're just like, we can't expose this because one could have give proof to all this ancient knowledge that would validate scripture, maybe, you know, like, I don't know.
Because when that happens, everyone's going rogue.
Yeah.
If the Bible like were legitimately scientifically proven to every single person, like the government's like, it leaked out like all this stuff, all this history that just backs up the Bible even more, everyone would not be following the government. No one would be, because it's like, life is so much bigger than this. We're not going to waste our time on what you guys have planned for us. And so we're going to make our own decisions, stuff like that. And we would lose control.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely something, if that's the case, they definitely would not want that. That wouldn't work in their interest at all.
I was actually watching the documentary Missing 411.
Yeah.
He has two parts. So his first part, and then he came out with the second one like 2 years ago that it talks about the UFO connection.
Mm-hmm.
And he was interviewing an FBI agent that his job was actually to go investigate paranormal things. So abductions, all this crazy stuff. And what this guy said is our government will never acknowledge what we can't control or what they can't control.
Correct.
Our government will never acknowledge what they cannot control.
That's just a smarter way of saying whatever I rambled. Yeah.
And so,
It's just,
but it's like, so it's like the
simple,
Göbekli Tepe, right? So it's like, if they can't control it because they don't understand it, then they're not going to touch it.
Or fear it. Yeah. Or like, cause it does have too much power. Like it's too much. So they're like, okay, let's chill it down. It's just like having a kid. Like, you know, like you don't want to give them the car keys, you know, like, but like, you know, it'd be dangerous.
My first mind went to my first thought went to it being something like they're being really honest by what they're saying. We're saving it for future generations, and maybe it's like safer underground because they know we're going to nuclear war.
They're trying to preserve it.
Yeah.
That's a nice
that
thought.
could, and it could be where they.
I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like so crazy, like to have something so big.
I know.
And it's just, I don't know, man. It's just,
But
it really interests me.
They're not only saving it, but like they've already damaged it a lot by like this, because they have that pavilion over it now, and these like iron posts that they put in for the pavilion went straight into the structure itself.
Oh, come on.
So they're like damaging it.
Yeah.
And so it's like they obviously don't want to dig it up for some reason.